Oh my god, I can't believe that the video stopped. I was talking alone. I showed the little berry. I opened it up, it cracked open. There's blueberry jam. Blackberry jam is what it's called, but it's actually, now I'm calling it blueberry jam. That's what's inside this fruit. It's ready-made jam. When you eat it, here's a little piece of the fruit. So it tastes a mixture of blueberry. Hope it doesn't stain like on my blue shirt. Blueberry jam. It's a tiny little fruit. Sorry you missed it. I don't know what happened, but the whole thing, I don't know. I'm not a pro, but for whatever reason, it stopped recording right at the time when I was ready to show you my blackberry jam fruit. When you crack it open, you actually, inside is what looks like ready-made jam. So yes, look how quickly it got dark. So we're gonna have to find another blackberry jam or blueberry jam fruit, as I now will call it from now on. But I think that was the last one. There are a few that are growing that are just like, look like little tiny. So we're gonna go in the next day when there's light and we're gonna watch them grow and then we're gonna pop them open. For now, we are in episode 236 and it says Monday midday. This is the continuation of the same day. And it says, my plane would have just taken off about an hour ago. I feel so settled and so good here. When one of the surfer boys asked me how I was doing this afternoon, I answered honestly and said, I'm feeling great, amazing. I did not have a surprised reaction and even a bit of disgust. He suddenly replied, those are big words. We didn't have much other exchange than that. That is an example of why I usually don't bother. The obvious difference, when the young girl asked me this morning, and I answered in the same way, her eyes and her whole face lit up, and she was curious about my state. He was not. I don't know why, because this is not a state that most people are in. They dwell in their mind, and so how can they relate with amazing? The state of mind can never be amazing. This is one of the limitations of mind. I usually know this intuitively, and so I tone it down. In one way, it is like why bother? But the more I tune into it, another reason I tone it down is as a protection, to not be judged, or to not come across as too intense and even exaggerated. How else would I seem for someone who is stuck in the mind? But I am starting to realize that this is me limiting myself. Even though I've got so good at it, and that I do it instinctively, this still must take a lot of energy. Am I correct about this? Should I continue to tone it down as I've learned to do so well? Or else what? I really do believe that most just won't get it. I must say though, most do appear to me as zombies, and I never really understood it. But I sure as hell have learned to protect myself from it. How do I switch this limiting BS belief system? And should I? And so the answer I got was, yes, you absolutely should, and it will do you so much good to do so. Continue exactly what you have started. Instead of thinking about it as an all or nothing state of expression, just continue to test it out and to practice, like you already started doing. If you are used to being 10% honest, increase it to 20 or even 30. Go as far as even 50 if you can. You will see that you will need some getting used to, but soon you will adopt a new way of approaching it and dealing with it. And as you adjust, your entire energy will change. Now you are being more honest, but that's it. That's how that ends. And what we're hearing in the background is music from the neighbors. So yes, we do have neighbors. This is a neighborhood, and we're gonna watch as this progresses, because I think it's important to acknowledge everything and to deal with everything. And we're gonna build a giant deck that most of the neighbors don't know yet. We're gonna build a giant deck here on this property. We're gonna have a lot of people on this property. We're gonna have our own music as we do ecstatic dance and meditations. So let's watch how this evolves. And I trust that it will evolve in a conscious way, in a synchronistic way, in a way that will harmonize and be in harmony with all of us. If nothing else, we'll have lessons to learn so that we can expand. I am you, you are me, and I will see you in episode 237. The mosquitoes are back out. Shall we go on the porch? I don't know if it's any better, but at least we're more used to that setting. There's a bit more light.